Hey guys, Father Retro here to give you my gaming news reactions to all of the top news articles that I've seen and read and the YouTube videos that are going around in the gaming community circle that I think piqued my interest and probably have the most impact currently in gaming right now. Um, Top of that list would have to be, in my opinion, Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda. Um, so for $7.5 billion, that payout is going to have an ROI and in short order. Now I know that it looks like Microsoft is playing the long game. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're taking their time. They're buying their time. They're laying down a foundation, the groundwork with Game Pass and all the value that they're giving to the consumer to bring everyone on board to say, yeah, Sony's great. They've got AAA this, AAA that. Here we are. We're giving you all the value, and then all the AAAs are going to hit you in the face day one, every time, without question. So here's what's so unique about the whole ecosystem here, is that this is going to force Sony and Xbox to not only compete in the value arena, but also they're going to have to step up their game as far as quality goes. And that's not saying there hasn't been excellent releases on both ends of the spectrum, but that does bode well for gaming as a whole and gamers like you and I. So what that's going to actually do is it's going to put us in a situation that, Sony can't sit on their laurels, and they can't have, and neither can Xbox, Microsoft, and any of their development studios underneath them. They're going to have to start raising that bar all the time as far as quality, as far as functionality, and just the unique nature of their IPs are going to have to draw people in, because the bar is getting raised here. Whether these companies competing like it or not, Xbox and Sony, I would say those are primary competitors. Nintendo, though absolutely amazing, I consider them in almost another niche of their own. They are very hardware driven, and they are really all about their first party IP, and we all know that. We know how that works. So between your two juggernauts, being Xbox and Sony, this bodes very, very well for the rest of us. As far as exclusivity goes, why wouldn't they? They're going to have to, at least anything that's contractual that's already been established, because this has been in the works forever. That's it's going to follow through. They're going to fulfill those contractual obligations. If they've already been working with Sony and Nintendo and the likes. That's all going to happen. It's moving forward. It's your maybe not even Starfield, but I could see definitely Elder Scrolls 6. Any other IPs, any Fallout IPs, anything like that, are probably going to end up being exclusive to Xbox. And when I say Xbox, Game Pass PC most likely. I really can't say a bad thing about it. I think this is great. I mean, it's now putting it's really putting them all on point. Step up your game. Let quality be your sales driver, because that's what everybody's going to be looking for now, because they got elsewhere to go. And keep that price point competitive. That's where Sony's going to have some issues. They gotta get that figured out. So, moving on to the next topic, we've got Anthem NEXT. Anthem never, right? That's what I had in my tagline there. So, it appears that they finally came out and they said, we're cutting our losses. We're not going to do that. And I can tell you right now, I was one of those people that went out, bought that game, got it $60. I, thought I was going to live my Iron Man dreams. Couldn't wait to fly around, get that Destiny feel with full mobility. And I'll tell you, after about after about 10 minutes, I realized what I had gotten myself into, and it was not a good thing. That had to be one of the most shallow experiences I think I've ever had, with probably some of the most promise. I mean, graphically the game looked great, and the being able to fly around and shoot at everything, and just the speed of it, and I mean it was fantastic. I mean, there was definitely some freedom there. There was some mechanics there that were just, well, I hope they carried it over into some other IP. Just rip it, put it someplace else, put it someplace worthwhile, because this is something we all expected. Sorry for your luck, guys. If you liked Anthem, all the power to you. This is a good thing. I don't think there was going to be any sort of No Man's Sky recovery for this one, because the money's just not there. It's just not worth it. The player base is already disintegrated, and then it basically in its entirety. So, we wish you well, everyone that worked so hard on Anthem. I'm sorry that you guys had to go through all that. My understanding was there was a lot of problems in through development, and just wish it would have worked out, because a lot of people really had high hopes for that. And the last one I think I'm going to cover that I saw that caught my attention was the leak of the Switch Pro. Now, this is just stock footage I got here, but the leaked console shots I saw and stuff, I don't know if they were real or not. There's not a whole lot released on it yet, but what I'm seeing so far is that it's a 720p. When docked, it can upscale to 4K. You're looking at a 7-inch screen, as opposed to, I think we got a 6.2 now on the standard Switch. It just, I don't know. They also said it might have like 128 gigs maybe. I really need to know your guys' opinion on this, because I just don't know if that's really enough. I don't know if that's something that people are going to rush out to get. I mean, right now, you're looking at a price point. It's going to have to be $350 or $400 by the time it comes out, and I think they're trying to get it out this year. If they don't get it out by holiday season this year, it's going to be probably early next year. And people they're going out, they're like hotcakes. They're buying the standard Switch right now, and they're buying the Lite. Like, you can't even find them half the time. And I know a lot of that was pandemic related and all of that nature, but I mean, is that enough? They're developers are even putting out games right now, or they're, at least they said in articles, they were potentially putting out games that were going to only be playable on this new Switch. Right now, they're tentatively calling it a Switch Pro. I know that's not going to be, it's probably going to be like new or something, but it's not going to be the same. Their architecture is going to be different, so there's going to be games that are going to require that extra power, which makes them only playable on that device, and I just don't know how I would feel about that. I mean, I have a Switch, and I'll be pretty upset, if in less than a year from now. Now, granted, almost 5 years, this has been out, but another year or so left before I might have to replace that unit. And you just sold me. I mean, I just bought two lights, and what are they gonna do now? I mean, they're supposed to play everything the standard does, with a smaller form factor. I just feel like you're tapping into my wallet too many times, and I don't know if this is the potentially what's going to compete with the offerings from Microsoft and Sony right now. I mean, I know it's it's a handheld, and I know it's got that mobile ability, but when you're looking at, especially on Microsoft side, they've got things like xCloud. That's going to be practically playable on everything. I mean, you're going to be able to play that, and mark my words, you're going to be playing that on a TV screen. It's going to be like a Fire Stick if they have their way, and we've got they've got really no competitor. I mean, you got PlayStation Now or whatever, but I've used both services. And I don't think it even compares. And of course, Stadia, they just went down the tube, so that's not going to happen either. So I don't know. I mean, you've got your diehard Nintendo fans, and bless them. I love Nintendo. I've loved Nintendo ever since back in the day. The 8 bits and the um, I even like the old Game Watch and all that kind of stuff. But those it was just amazing. I loved Nintendo back in the day, but now I just don't know. You guys need to think about it a little bit. The revisions. I'm really, in general, I'm kind of tired of these revisions to consoles. Um, just hold out. Make all of your upgrades on the software side. Let the software improve the efficiency in code, and just make it perform better until you're ready for that next unit. Send that stuff out to devs, give it to us when it's ready, and you have a library for it. And let's not keep doing this. I would appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else would, and I know our wallets would thank you for it. Um, Last and not least, game I'm playing right now for the channel. I'm working on playing Valheim, and my gosh, guys, it has got to be the best survival game I think I've ever played, and it absolutely in its early release status right now. I picked it up off of Steam, um, and it literally is like a fresh take on the whole survival genre. It has a way of taking the most mundane task, you know, collecting wood, chopping down a tree, and making that unique and not seem stale, like all of the rest of the games out there that do the very same thing. This isn't just some Minecraft clone, And as much as I love Minecraft, things have progressed. We need to get better, and this is definitely the step forward. And I appreciate all the hard work those guys have done on this game. Those developers are awesome, and to be able to get it down to the size of the file size of that game, it's astounding. It's a major feat. And like I said, I appreciate all their hard work. I'm going to get some videos together based on that. I'm working on one right now. It's a lot of gameplay, and I got a lot of editing to do to get it down to something that's digestible for you guys. But just wanted to give you everything that I know there. If you guys like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. Give me a comment whenever you get a chance. Let me know what kind of topics that you think I should cover. If you have any opinions on anything I've said, please feel free to voice them down below, and I'd be happy to touch back base with you in the comment section. If it's a good enough topic, you guys are on it, I'll be happy to do something on the video here for you. Also, if you can, go ahead and click that to notify, just so as these come out, I'm going to try to do them every single week, preferably. I will be able to, you'll be able to see when those come out and be able to jump back on and see what the topics are for that week, and give me your opinions once again, and we'll wash, rinse, repeat, and get this community up and going. And I appreciate the time you spent with me tonight. Thank you. Father Retro out. Bye.